Aspinall and Cullen. But when you're talking about two players who made the Grand Slam final,
100.
They'll know a lot about each other, and they're playing half that format. First to 8, not first to 16. But 55. You make a good point about Aspinall. He has been in finals since his last ranking win, which was last year in beating Krzysztof Ratajski in a Players' Championship. But he's lost 3 finals since then.
77.
One on the floor for Michael Smith after Nathan Aspinall put 3 in the same bed. His 11th 180 of the tournament. Exactly the same tally now as that of his opponents.
90.
Good start from Aspinall. And when you think about how his standard was at the start of his quarterfinal, he has picked himself off the floor, scrapped a bit, and found some quality in the grit. Over to the 14s.
91.
And on a double after 12 is always going to be a confidence-boosting start.
140. Nathan, you acquire 40.
Sending out a message to Bully Boy. Just one more mission on double 10.
30.
He spent a lot of time on double 10 this week, predominantly with success, but maybe that dart was thrown in expectation of hitting it. Now there's pressure on an awkward-looking double 5.
You can say that again. A dozen maximums for the Bully Boy in this event. Will that one be rendered irrelevant? It won't. It could be worth the first leg and a break of throw. The way of the world champion.
Michael Smith.
Just goes to show, doesn't it? He was miles behind.
Second leg, Michael to throw first. Game on.
And then he found his way to winning the leg. Good grit there from Bully Boy, who was looking for his 6th European Tour title here. And his second in a couple of years because he won in the Netherlands last year.
Speaking of 6, it was 6 missed darts at double in that opening leg for Nathan Aspinall. It's a longer race, it's best of 15, first to 8.
140.
But it can be difficult to come back from those kind of blows when he played so well to put himself in with a bid to break immediately.
Well, Aspinall's looking to do something that is incredibly rare. I don't know who has completed all of this, but I'll tell you what, if he wins this final, I'm going to find out. He could have won on every level of PDC darts if he wins this final. Development Tour, won that. Challenge Tour, won that. Pro Tour level, won that. World Series, won that. Major,
28.
won that. The only thing it's missing is Euro Tour.
Yeah, and you could see what it meant to him to get into the final when he beat Joe Cullen. He has been knocking on the door. 5 semi-final defeats before that victory over the Yorkshireman.
Now, the caveat to what I said about Nathan Aspinall is a contrast to his opponent. He's won on every level apart from the Challenge Tour because he didn't need that system.
99.
Yeah, 2 different career curves. Aspinall took a step back to take giant leaps forward, didn't he? And it's hope and inspiration for any darter who falls off the tour. But he's hoping Michael Smith fails to take out tops here. And that hope has quickly evaporated.
If you'd have said to me, maybe 36 hours ago, roughly, when Michael Smith was taking on Adam Warner. Adam Warner had 3 darts to beat him, that Michael would be 2-0 up in the final. I would have said, that's highly unlikely. But his performance against Gezi Price today, that was the performance of the weekend so far.
Yeah, what about this performance? Could be starting to produce something special.
Oh, he likes 9 darts in finals now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's his most recent one. He actually hit the very first Euro Tour 9-darter back in 2012, Michael Smith, in the very first event.
81.
He's been winning on the Euro Tour for 9 years. First win in 2014. And when it comes to the finals, he was really good as a hit rate at the start, but went on this run of losing finals in many different countries.
Well, you can see there the frustration.
100.
Aspinall.
89.
That suggests he felt he needed to take that because he thinks that Michael Smith will take this.
Let's find out. He was right.
Michael Smith.
But the one thing that's going wrong is that scoreboard, and I have to believe
to throw first. Game on.
that the first leg has had a little bit of a say in that.
Yeah, Nathan Aspinall had missed more darts at double in that opening leg than Michael Smith has had yet in the entire match. And he's 3-0 up. Half a dozen squandered.
60.
This is where you've got to give yourself a bit of a gut check and say to yourself, this is not best of 11. Michael's not at the halfway point.
140.
Just try and keep in touch. Get 2 behind. You can afford to be 4-1 down. You can
60.
afford to be 5-2 down. But do not let Michael Smith front run and go absolutely batty
30.
on that treble 20. Because if you give him space to breathe, he is one of the primary players in bageling stars in the world.
But Nathan Aspinall is renowned as perhaps the most dogged darter on tour. He's just got fight in him, hasn't he?
59.
Maybe it didn't show so much in that Grand Slam final defeat to Michael Smith, but it certainly showed at the Grand Prix against Michael van Gerwen.
You are absolutely correct.
120.
If I was going to put some dart players in the trenches, Nathan Aspinall would be my captain.
Oh, he's doing it again. A pressure piler. And that one, to leave him on double 17. He knows what he's doing there.
Yep, getting the crowd involved.
And making Nathan think. Does he make Nathan blink? It works in leg one. But that's the leg one for Nathan Aspinall. And not just that, it's a break of throw. Hold your horses, Michael. He's coming for you.
You can't beat a rot stopper. Especially when it's a break of throw. Those score lines that I said were doable, things like 4-1 and 5-2, here dearly love 3-3.
49.
That would turn this into a best-of-9 match. People really have had fun this weekend and into Easter Monday. It's been one of the loudest
60.
European Tour crowds I can remember, and one of the reasons for that is because it's been pretty much a sellout for all 3 days.
58.
Yeah, it's been around 3,000 fans. It's been a real party atmosphere throughout. I think you're the odd one out if you're not wearing fancy dress in that audience.
Too true.
140.
Even the referees are in fancy dress. Well, I'm being unkind there, actually. They're in traditional fare.
Just a different meaning of the word fancy.
Have you got 161?
Fancy that, another 180 from Michael Smith. That's now
53.
4 in the final already for him, 6 in total. 15 in the tournament for the Bully Boy.
Getting a lot of maximums in a game here is a bit of a poison chalice. Just ask Jose de Sousa. He got 7. Humphreys had none. And Jose lost.
Yeah, handsomely as well.
That treble 19 has been really kind to Aspinall. That's a great shot. And just for a second, and that little flick of his forehead with the back of his hand was because that second dart was perilously close to busting the 108. And another maximum for Bully Boy. That's 5. This final, I really do hope, is as good as their final from Las Vegas.
108 checkout for Nathan Aspinall.
100.
Responded to with a 180 from Michael Smith.
Every time he gets that 4th treble, you just think, oh, he's going to get one.
Yeah, that is an enormous amount of 180s already in this final.
78.
The max tally outrunning the leg tally so far.
He did break the maximum record for a tournament at Kiel. Looking to be the third champion of this tournament as well. Humphreys and Van Gerwen, the two previous champions of this event. Could be Michael Smith, because he's now 4-2 ahead, and he has eventually found the halfway point after a little bit of a stutter.
Yeah, a couple of winning legs of 12, and that 11 darter only missed one dart at double.
96.
Since those first 6, Aspinall, though, is 2 from 2. All of them coming in the opening leg.
140.
Clinical is how I would say the last 4 legs have gone. And even so, when you look at leg 2, 2 attempts and 1 attempt for Michael Smith in the first one. The only trouble on the doubles came from Aspinall in leg 1.
Yeah, and they've been combination finishers, those flawless 4
85.
of 89, 74, 108 and the 56 for the 11 darter from Michael there.
Well, he's left double 2 and double 17 after a maximum in this game. What else can he leave with a top visit? Oh, this is great.
Speaking of top visits,
133.
I said earlier on in the evening to Dan Dawson that Aspinall is a premier counter. He doesn't make tactical errors.
80.
He's going to stay on the 19s for 138.
everybody's favourite finish.
And the most popular route for it right now.
58.
Well, he's not too happy with the return there, Nathan Aspinall, because he knows if he misses a treble, it's another 180 to leave a double. He knows he's under pressure, and he knows if he misses the treble, he's going to be blocked.
Yeah, it's conventional leaving double 8 though.
Look at this. What does he do with this dart? Where can he place it?
Good shot, that.
40.
Unfortunately, that one
Michael, you require
isn't what he
16.
wanted. And Smith is just relentless.
He's
And
on
he's
a
doubling in this game. My
Michael
word.
Smith.
My word.
Hey, flag, Michael,
5
you
hits
throw
from
it
6.
first. Game on.
This is extraordinary
Well,
from an
it's
extraordinary talent.
180s for show and doubles for
85.
dough from Michael Smith. He's doing it all. He's putting it all together. And he's hit half a dozen maximums in this match. Nearly all of them, if not all of them, either the first visit of a leg or 2 leave a double.
Yeah, if you look at his average compared to his first 9, it's almost identical. And one of the reasons for that,
58.
it's just decreased a little bit. But one of the reasons for that is because he's had so many massive visits in visit 4.
100.
I would adore looking at his 4th visit average in this match. It would be massive.
But he's only now
58.
3 legs away from taking the title. Although Aspinall is in a good position to break here, and we know that he's not the kind of player who will
97.
roll over.
When you start feeling pressure, it's like a ticking clock that you can hear in a silent room. And when...
80.
Is that another one he's got on the floor? That's 3 in the final, isn't it?
170.
Yeah, that ticking clock is just getting louder and louder and louder. But this is maybe a leg that he can
58.
canter to. But Smith might get another max to leave a double.
Yeah, this is what he does. This is when he does it. Not this time. Nathan, for once, allowed to breathe.
56. Nathan, you
He caught himself
112.
napping a little bit there, Michael, because he thought, well, I can't go for another 19. Double 16. Really needed as well.
Nathan Aspinall.
Back within 2. But his primary mission at this juncture, in the trenches, stop Michael from getting within 2. Try and keep him at bay.
57.
Still, the fabulous finishing goes on.
Is Aspinall going to pay for that start where he gave Smith the impetus with that bonus first leg.
Yeah, the bonus first leg, it became 3.
96.
But then combinations finishers of 74, 108 and 112. We've seen Aspinall get back within 2 and now throw in to close the gap to 1 once again. All of his winning legs, exactly 15 darts.
100.
You can't leave a finish from 3, 4, 8, so you're hoping that you get 3 visits. He might not, because that is another 180, a 7th to leave 130 for another 3-leg cushion.
Probably needed a second treble to apply any real kind of pressure. That gets him a dart something, and it is the ball, and it's in the ball. And not for the first time in this final. Nathan Aspinall, but he just has to admire this barrage of brilliance in Bavaria from Michael Smith.
Game on.
There you see the respect, the sportsmanship between the pair. 2 out of 2 on the ball, 6 out of 7 all told on doubles. Pretty hard to beat a man doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who does he think he is? Peter Manley? Aspinall will not give up though. Leg 10 starts with a maximum. He's got 3,
57.
and that's been made to look really pedestrian by a world champion who is playing almost desperately to get a ranking title before the summer hits.
Yeah, well, that last leg was his 3rd that he's completed in 4 visits to the hockey. He is on a finish first to try and do that again here in the most sensational style. And by the way, if he hits the 2 treble 20s, we know the bullseye's going in.
91, Michael,
really?
170.
Not on this occasion. For the player who has won European Tour events in 3 different countries, the Netherlands, in Gibraltar and in Germany on 3 occasions.
How good's Nathan on the ball?
65.
Not quite up to Smith's standard.
Well, if Smith misses the 60, he might stay for double 15. Double 15.
95.
That's the worst dart he's thrown in the entire match.
Nathan, you require
I think he's puzzled at just
25.
missing a double, but missing it by that margin has really bemused Bully Boy.
Can't miss. Doesn't miss.
Nathan Aspinall.
Time is running out, Nathan. You must
Nathan
hold your
to
throw
throw
here.
first.
You cannot give him it back. Now, there is a subplot to this final, and a lot of the time, Murph, we talk about exterior
96.
pressures. Maybe these guys know about this, maybe they don't. We're talking months in advance, admittedly, but you may not be aware that both of these players in the final are not currently in a seeding position for the final 3 European Tour events of the season because of the way the rankings work. Whoever wins this will bolster their seeding position for the next 12 months.
It will change for one of them. Is the game going to change? Nathan Aspinall's been playing catch-up throughout. He is the ultimate street fighter in this sport. And he is swinging at the moment.
Yeah, you make a good point there, actually, because if you were to compare a dart player to a UFC fighter, I'd say Nathan Aspinall is Michael Bisping. He might be a little bit broken, but boy, can he swing.
Taking his time, approaching the hockey. He's going to get a dart. Avoids the ball. Double 5.
125.
Wasn't defensive on that double 5 either, because he knows that Smith could take this. And he's not going to. This is shades
Nathan, you require
of leg 1.
5.
And he hit the ball again just for good measure. But it's a 5 in bits for Nathan Aspinall. And he hits. And he gets to 5. And back within 1.
This final is delivering.
96.
I'll say something a bit more than that, actually. The semi-finals and the final have been extraordinary. Very befitting a tournament of this grandeur. One of the younger European Tour events, but is fast becoming a mainstay here in Munich.
Well, just looking at those darts per leg there, after the first 2 legs, every single one in 5 visits or fewer. Largely because many of them have included at least 1 maximum.
Correct. Goes a long way. 11 in the final. We may not be finished.
8 of those to this man.
140.
I was going to say 9, but I didn't want to say no in German.
Will it be 19s now for the Asp, who needs a couple to leave a finish?
133. Michael, you're right, 85.
Took out 89 on the bull in leg 3.
65. Nathan, you
Decided
require
not to bother with it
170.
with Aspinall on 170.
Oh, this would be seismic. It's for a break of throw as well.
I mean, he's still got a dart at double Michael Smith by hunting down a treble.
89. Michael,
He
you
returns
require
for his
20.
favourite double. Now he wants double 5.
Game short of 12 play, Michael Smith.
Wow, that was confident. There was a little bit of posturing at the end of that double 5 as well, as he goes within 1 leg of the title. Aspinall may be sick of the sight of Michael Smith by the end of this.
It was looking like the doubles were starting to desert him a little bit. That's why it got that reaction from Nathan Aspinall, because he would have felt like that one kind of fell in. Seems ridiculous to say that a man who's still on a checkout percentage of more than 58%
100
is on the slide, but that's how good he was in the first half of this match. On the outer ring and the little inner ring as well.
Have you just given the bullseye a new nickname? The little inner ring?
No, not really.
I think he might have just done that inadvertently. Well, Smith
140
with a 2-6-1 leave after 6. He's in a good waiting position. 1 mistake from Aspinall and he could be in. And the man who was 4th on the all-time list in the European Tour, that's not going to change. If he gets to 6 titles, he will inch closer to Peter Wright in 3rd, who has 7.
100.
He's actually now one of only 3 players to have played in 12 or more finals on the Euro Tour. Wright and Van Gerwen, the other 2. It's remarkable when you consider Price has won 8. He's only played in 9. This one could be pretty much over.
10.
That's the mistake that Smith wanted. And that's exactly what the Asp did not want.
137.
I think Aspinall knows that the end is nigh. You can't leave someone who likes 12s, tops and 10s on one of those shots. Smith was in a last leg decider with Danny Noppert last summer when he won in the Netherlands.
65.
Doesn't look like he's going to need a last leg decider here in Munich.
It's double 12.
Game shot.
And Michael Smith is the master in Munich. The world champion stands at the top of the podium.